I don't know who needs to hear this, but somebody needs to hear this, so I'm going to speak about it. And this beautiful topic is called Discipline is Boring. Okay. Social media. Social media has created this culture that surrounds self-development. And in this culture, there's pros and cons, right? The pros is like you're learning about self-development, you're getting excited and you get motivated to take action. But the cons is you're associating taking action with dopamine. Every time you watch a new self-development video and you're learning about how NoFap and you're learning about being disciplined and focused, yada, 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 what you're doing to your brain is you're associating, taking action should be dopamine involved. No, this is not correct. When you take action, you do not need any spike of dopamine or motivation. It should just be action. And this is the biggest pitfall that most people fall in, right? They start this whole self-development in terms of like taking the red pill, learning about, how much of their lives they can control and how much they don't actually have control over. So then they start learning, reading books and watching videos. And in this whole journey of learning all this new information that you want to apply, you're getting hits of dopamine by getting new information. Right. And so you're training your brain to think, when I take action towards self-development, I also must have this hit of dopamine. So now when it's time to actually apply the information, you go out in the field, there is no motivation. And if anything, there's fear, anxiety, and you're afraid. But nonetheless, you still have to take the action. So when you start taking action, your brain from habit is like, okay, where's the dopamine hit? You need dopamine, some form of dopamine or motivation to start moving forward and taking this action. When in reality, you don't. But you trained yourself to think that you need dopamine to take action with all these new books, all these new videos, all these new podcasts. Fuck all of that. I don't think I can make this any more bluntly. And you got to hear me very, very clearly when I say this, because if you don't understand this right now, you're screwed. You're screwed, right? Because you're going to be on the self-development journey, but you're going to be taking too long, too slow. And the way the world is operating right now, you don't have time to waste at all. So hear me right now, and you need to embody this. As soon as you listen to this episode and this module, as soon as you turn it off, you need to sit with yourself for a good few minutes and embody this and circulate it in your head over and over and over again. Listen to this right now. Discipline is boring. Let me say it again. Discipline is boring. Discipline is extremely boring. You see, the problem is you listen to whoever, right? You're listening to Tony Robbins, and Tony Robbins goes, yeah, if you want to change your life, you need to build discipline. And the crowd's like, hooray, we need to build discipline. And Tony Robbins is like, go out there and crush it now. And then everyone leaves the room and they go out motivated, and now it's time for discipline. They're taking action, and then over an hour, and then over 2 hours, and then over a day, and the motivation, that dopamine hit that Tony Robbins gave you about changing your life, that fades away. But nonetheless, you need to take action. Bro, discipline is not supposed to be fun. I don't know, like these self-development teachers, whatever, they're not saying this directly. And so because they're not saying this directly, everyone thinks and everyone associates discipline and hard work and taking action with fun, dopamine hit, dopamine hit, dopamine hit, right? Because when you watch a self-development video, you're getting a dopamine hit from the motivation. And so you think, all right, now I need to go take action. I need to also maintain that dopamine hit or receive a dopamine hit. No, taking action is boring. Discipline is boring. It is. What is discipline? Discipline is you focusing on something and doing it repetitively. Anything, I don't care what it is that you do. Even if you fuck enough girls, even sex itself, if you do it too much, if you do it repetitively over and over and over and over and over again in a short amount of time, it gets boring no matter what the thing is, right? And this is especially when it comes to things that require lots of hard work that we may not necessarily feel like doing. So things like working out, things like working on your business, those type of things, it takes massive discipline. But in the beginning, you don't even want to do it at all, let alone later on after doing repetition after repetition. Guys, discipline is boring, and it's supposed to be boring. Stop trying to make it fun. Stop trying to figure out way. I mean, if you can make it fun every single time, cool, then do that. That would be a super hack. But my point is, stop looking for a dopamine hit in taking action, in the discipline, in the hard work itself. It's not supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be painful. But nonetheless, you do it anyways. Nothing that is painful is going to be fun. It's simple as that. And if you don't have discipline and you're trying to build discipline, it's by law and definition not going to be fun. So stop associating fun dopamine hits with discipline. Now, there is a small hack to this, but the hack only becomes a hack once you become very, very disciplined. Like, it takes time to do this. And the hack is you can literally fall in love with the hard work. So for example, I love the pain that comes with discipline, right? Because what it does is I know that I now have the advantage. So once you start getting the ball rolling, you're starting to take action, you're starting to build discipline, you're going to notice you're outworking everybody else, and therefore you're going to start getting results that everyone else isn't getting. You become a winner. Once you become a winner, then boom, you get the dopamine hit from being a winner, right? Whether it's through praise, through glory, right? Through the spoils of war, through getting resources, getting chicks, getting new friends, higher level friends, meeting higher level people, high status people. Those will become the dopamine hits, right? The dopamine hits should not be in the work itself, but the reward that comes afterwards. So, but my point is, once you start to get the rewards of your labor, right? Once you start to get the spoils of war, you get a dopamine hit, a huge dopamine hit, and now you want to work even harder. And so the next time you're feeling that pain, right, the pain of doing whatever you're working on over and over and over and over again when you don't want to, you know that there is a dopamine hit at the end of it. Once you receive your reward, you will then get your dopamine hit. So that makes it a little bit easier. But like I said, this doesn't happen until you've already become a winner. You have to become a winner first to receive that dopamine hit. But winner or not, while you're doing the work itself, it will never be fun. It's not supposed to, because it's painful, right? It's painful unless you can train your brain like I have to fall in love with the pain. And even I haven't done it as hard as I could have, as strongly as I can, and I'm going to in the future. Unless you have trained your brain and your mind to fall in love with pain itself, then it's going to be painful and you must just suffer through it. That is what's going to separate you from the rest. When everyone else feels pain, they stop. When everyone else feels that pain threshold being hit, they stop. They give up. They don't want to keep going. They will remain losers. The winners are the people who feel the pain and keep going. Mike Tyson did not want to train boxing every single day. He still did it. The work was boring. He still did it. Michael Jordan did not want to hit the gym every single day. It was boring. It was repetitive. He still did it. That's why they're winners. And that's why everyone else isn't. I say it all the time. Pain equals growth. Pain equals growth. If you want to grow, you have to go through pain. And not only that, the ones who grow the most are the ones who tolerate the most pain. And you do that by just pushing that pain threshold. But most people stop, and most people are not able to push that pain threshold, right? They're not able to break their previous record of pain threshold because they feel that in order for them to keep moving forward, there needs to be a dopamine hit while they're taking action, while they're putting in repetitions. No. When I'm practicing soccer, right, and my legs are tired and I'm practicing these deliberate exercises, whether it's juggling or practicing my touch or whatever, it's not fun. My legs are tired. My calf muscles are stinging, right? My feet are tired. I'm sweating. It's hot. I'm tired. I'm out of breath. I don't want to keep going because it's boring. It's painful and it's boring. But I stop and I think to myself, hey, once you keep going, this is where everybody else, this is where all your competition would stop. They would stop right here. All this pain that you're feeling right now in this moment, right? The mental aspects of it, the thoughts saying you should probably stop, the thoughts saying this hurts, the thoughts saying that this is painful, the thoughts saying that, bro, this is just too much. And then the physical sensations of your body sweating, gasping for breath, right? Your willpower muscle is giving out. That's where all your competition is going to stop. So now you have a choice. You can stop like the rest of them and therefore maintain the same results as them, or you can realize that discipline is boring, but the spoils of war are fun. Discipline is boring, but the spoils of war are fun. Yes, right now in this moment, I am not receiving a dopamine hit. I'm only receiving pain. But in the end, I will outdo everybody else, and therefore I will then receive my dopamine hit. and be better than everyone else. Discipline is supposed to be boring. Get it out of your head that it's not.